Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. For all my Svengoolie fans out there, remember, Berwin! Just want to say hello to you guys. If anybody is out there watching Svengoolie like me, let me know. We've drunk the Kool-Aid, and we love those B horror movies, right? Anyway, oh yeah, Wednesday, my bad joke day. There's a lot of things about the Jewish tradition that sometimes they get stigmatized by hypochondriacal, personality types, and so many Jews become doctors and stuff like that. But there's like these guys are like starving and dehydrated in the desert, and they're wondering if they're going to die from like not having enough to drink. And of course, each one of them in their own way goes to the place where their culture teaches them. So the Frenchman in the group says, "Sacre bleu, I am so dry. I need some Pinot Grigio." And the Mexican guy in the group says, "Ay, Chihuahua, I am so dehydrated. I need a cerveza." And then the Irishman says, "Hi, I am so tired. I'm so dehydrated. I need a good shot of Jameson's whiskey now." And then the Jewish guy says, "Oh my God, I'm so dehydrated. I think I have diabetes." So that's how that goes. Okay, anyway, for my journaling question, friends, to write it down, to elevate the conversation, or let me know what you're thinking, I'll reply back to you. Do you ask for help when you feel or you think you can't go forward anymore? I know we all want to be independent. Of course, on the opposite side is total dependency. But in the middle ground, do you ask for help when you feel or think that you need it and you can't go forward anymore? I know I do. And so I invite you to do the same. You might be surprised how many people support you, have faith in you, trust you, and want to help you. But they're not psychic, and sometimes you have to verbalize it. So do it. All right. My yoga teachers, they always say, do you allow yourself time to pause, to think, and to not think? Because it's going to affect what I call the 4 W's. How you work, how you worship, how you wonder, and how you are wise. Those 4 W's. And of course, to all my female students, you have to redefine this for us, because patriarchy has messed up these words, and we have to help us reevaluate the way we work, worship, use wisdom, and wonder about the miracle of life. So let me know what's going on there. Now, we all have a certain naivete, and if you're going to live with paradox and find any peace, you have to realize if you're too innocent, you become prey for a predator. It's an invitation to a predator because you're not looking at, you're too open, you don't have boundaries. So you have to learn to be simple for sure, but not a simpleton. Or as they say in the Islamic tradition, trust in Allah, but tie your camel. So Clarissa Pinkola Estes, a Jungian storyteller and author of Women Who Run with the Wolves, which I always recommend for people to check that book out and see the stories that are initiatory tales for the goddess energy. She's from what they call the life-death-life cycle. And that cycles go through growth, they need time to develop. There's an incubation period, a quickening, there's the labor, there's the birth, and then there's the process of entropy from birth to death. And it repeats itself. So hook up to that particular rhythm, and whether you have writer's cramp, and all of a sudden nothing is forthcoming, but if you wait, hang out, do something different than trying to write, all of a sudden it renews itself, and there's a new birth, and you create again. All right, now, my elders always taught me to point out the paradox of time. It seems like no one has enough time, and yet everybody has all the time there is. So they admonish me, time is precious. It's the raw material of life. Use it wisely. All right, so one of the things I've learned as a result of using my time wisely is I don't need other people to make me happy. I don't trust other people to make me happy. They're just like me. Sometimes they're there and sometimes they're not. It's my job to make myself happy. And one of the ways I've learned to do it is to close the generation gap. So there isn't an abyss between the younger and the older. And how do you close it? Well, I call it the mentor bridge. It's what's going to connect us to other people, whether they're younger than ourselves or older than ourselves or the same age. Young people are needed. They need to be recognized for who they are. And when they make mistakes, they're not wrong. It's just what they need to learn. We have to hold the line while they make the glorious mistakes. I usually tell people, whether they're mentees of mine or not, poetry is so important. It reflects the nobility of the soul, and it's language that has to be penetrated, so you learn about imagery and symbolism. And when you read poetry in a certain way, it's like asking the spirit to make my body dance, make me resonate with these words where I feel some kind of upliftment or sobering quality. And another way that I've learned to be happy and not have to depend on anybody else is gratitude. It's very cliche for so many people. And although gratitude is not just a magical elixir of fairy dust from a Disney movie, if you make your day begin and day end, the bookends, with what you feel grateful for, you'll have so many more opportunities in your daily life to be optimistic. Wow, that's such a great gift that keeps on giving. Find ways to be grateful for everything that's happening in your life. And then finally, my affirmation teachers remind me on a daily basis, reach for thoughts that feel better, and realize that anything you decide to do is easily achieved when you're aligned with spirit. So build whatever quality you want into your personality by meditating on it every day, or reflecting on the people who carry that energy. You wouldn't takes one to know one, you wouldn't recognize it unless you had it yourself. And like an architect drawing plans for a complete house, what they're drawing is what is to be in order that it may be. So planning for the future that way, it's not false, it's not just a mere imagination. But if you do that, drawing what is to be in order that it may be, those thoughts will later come into manifestation on the physical plane. Have a great day.